Rick Evers spulls Omid made hundreds of changes in Endgame under Meghan's order. Must pay back the advance. The Dutch journalist who first uncovered the names of the alleged royal discriminators said that Omid Scobie's Endgame has been re-released in Holland with hundreds of changes. Rick Evers took to X to highlight the tweaks made to the explosive book, comparing the newly published version to the first edition, which has since been pulled from shelves in the Netherlands. The book no longer names the two family members alleged to have voiced concerns about Prince Archie's colour. Evers also says that places where Scobie wrote have been replaced with ABC News. Other sources have also been added. There were alterations surrounding people of colour, and the history discussed in the book. Some titles changed, with Queen Camilla changed to Queen Consort Camilla and Catherine changed to Kate. Evers also claims that changes to the text are clearly coming from the Sussex camp, alleging that sources close to Harry and Meghan are quoted differently. The journalist also said the Dutch version of Endgame has been simplified and changed to questionable choices in the new version, with reference to Charles according to Evers. Scobie, who had initially denied that he had revealed the names in the book, has now been seen for the first time since his controversial book reignited the discriminatory row between the Duke and Duchess of Sussex and the royal family. Dressed in a casual flannel button-down and corduroy trousers, Scobie was pictured quickly leaving Chateau Marmont, a celebrity hotspot in West Hollywood, on Friday as he entered a waiting car. It comes after the author seemingly blamed the publisher for the printing mishap, admitting that the firm was sent an early and unclear text of his book to work on with the understanding that the translation would be updated for a final version. But in a statement given to Mail Online last week, the publisher disputed this, calling him out by saying he was factually incorrect. In the meanwhile, a source on Blind Item said that even with all the PR tricks and scandals Omid Scobie created for himself, the author couldn't even get his book in the top 10 for its first week. At this rate, he won't even earn enough to pay back the advance for quite some time. Scobie won't earn out his advance and would thus not earn royalties for a very long time, if ever. You don't earn royalties until you've sold enough copies to cover your advance. This is even funnier if he had an agreement to share royalties with his co-author Meghan Markle, so I've decided to believe that they had that arrangement, just so I can take pleasure in her being denied expected income. So what's next for Scobie? OnlyFans? Is there a market for a confused Meghan's mouthpiece who thinks he's a K-pop star? Omid is a walking liability at this point. Even if the royal family are historically known to never sue, he still represents a lot of risk, as modernising the monarchy may include taking on blatant libelous little toads as part of the new ways. Regardless, he represents a dump truck load of controversy and negative PR to any current and future paymasters. Now is not the time for business to take that on. The title couldn't be any better, as he just signed his own Endgame. The funniest thing is that he and Meghan actually thought people would believe that she had nothing to do with it. That's how deluded they are. The Tatler UK Society magazine just reprinted this article about Scobie from 2020, when Finding Freedom had just been published. They're really dropping shade on this horribly pretentious article after his recent disaster. It's ironically hilarious now that we can see he can't afford any of the ridiculous name-dropping label items that are splashed all over the article.